Hey guys, it's Tom. It's Monday afternoon, about 12:15 on the East Coast, and it's a little awkward time for me here, but we have a SOMIFA quarterfinal between Dennis and Zeb. Zeb has the ball first. They just kicked off. I think they were waiting for me or something. I'm not sure. I mean, I was ready, but I'm in the middle of a nursing treatment. I've got a nurse here popping in and out of my room about every half an hour or so. So there will be a few 5-10 minute breaks probably. And that break, so the game won't stop. And you'll still see the broadcast, but my commentary will stop. So this is a SOMIFA quarterfinal. I did not listen to the Arizona-Detroit game yet. I turned on the beginning of it. Didn't get to finish with that one. That was, I think, yesterday morning. I know NFL had beat Nathan. I called that game. So San Francisco's in the semifinal. The winner of this game will be in the semifinal. I don't know the seeding, of course. Then you have Cincinnati versus Oakland for the other semifinal. And Zeb goes for his trademark line buck. Jason Kelsey making the block for 10 yards and a first down. The first play for scrimmage. Zeb's got first and 10 at his own 35. I might need to take one break right now. Hold on. Like I said, I've got nursing treatments going on over here and people in my room, so the broadcast can be a little herky-jerky at times. I apologize for that. The next 5 minutes as well. Off tackle right for Latavius Murray. Darrell Williams could not make the block. He's a 5. That's a 6. Only 1 yard gain. Second down. Zeb loves to run the ball. Ran it down my throat, but he beat Joe Golden in the wild card round, throwing a lot of passes. Bombs to Tyrell Williams, which he was very successful at. Zeb is a former SOMIFA champion. Dennis also a former SOMIFA champion in many leagues, of course, for Dennis. He'd like to pick up a second one here in SOMIFA. He's got a chance this year, in my view. I feel like the field is fairly open. Maybe no heavy favorite. Dennis always one of the favorites. 3rd and 3 for Zeb at the Seattle 39. Dalvin Cook in the backfield. He's got Latavius Murray, Dalvin Cook, and one other back who's not bad at all. I forget who the other back is right now. Dez Bryant left, Tyrell Williams right. Linebacker Dalvin Cook. Defense gets his pass and double teams elsewhere, opening up the double box. And Dalvin Cook runs it straight ahead for 19 yards. Very tough to vacate anything involving your inside linebackers against Zeb because he loves to line buck. He goes 4-6-6 left to right along that interior line, and he runs his offense off the line buck. So if you're going to start trying to move your inside linebackers around, there's another line buck draw. Defense gets the pass. Latavius Murray takes it ahead for 3 yards. So if you're going to try and double team the inside linebacker, move your 3-4 inside linebacker out or around, you're going to have a problem. And he'll run draw plays as he did that time. So even if you do the old guest pass, put one inside linebacker up, you're actually creating a good opportunity for him. You have to give him some run calls. I think Dennis has only done one so far. 2nd down and 7. There's an linebacker, Latavius Murray. This time we got a pass with a linebacker there. Block back +3 or +1. Only a 1 yard gain. Gerald Everett could not make the block. Vanessa, bring the table just a little closer to me. Just like an inch or two. Good. 3rd and 6 down for Zeb here at the Seattle 16. I lost to Zeb in the final 2 weeks of the regular season. One of the reasons I did not make the playoffs. He was killing me in these 3rd and long situations. So 3rd and 6 is not long, but in the NFL it is, but doesn't strat so much. 3-1 hit back, tickle 3-5 blitz. McCall must running for a first down. X in the black die, so no true, no real sack chance there. McCann's must running better than you think. 2 to 8, 5 yards or more. And he hits it on that 7. He's got a pretty decent card. I think he's high 20s in my rankings, maybe 21, 22, somewhere in there. Zeb having a formation issue. There's been some issues I've had over the years where in a league, once you go from regular season to playoffs, your depth charts and all kinds of things seem to get messed up. Through an interception in the first quarter of the Super Bowl in a summer league because the computer put in my backup quarterback without me knowing. And auto computer substitution was supposedly off, so it had to be a depth chart instruction or whatever. I didn't realize the other quarterback was in there, or they suddenly put him in at like the opponent 30-yard line. If the other guy was in on drive and he threw a bomb and it was intercepted, it would have been a touchdown on the other guy, but thankfully I won that game. Zeb goes full house backfield here. First and goal from the 8. Really just try to run it down. Now you got to remember that Dennis has got the good pass defense cards. I feel like at times I'm paranoid about that short pass 9, but it shouldn't be. And on left, Latavius Berry, defense gets his pass, does have a linebacker there. 10 gets wrong is 3 yards for Murray. Gives him second and goal from the 5. Derrick Henry's the third back. Latavius Murray, Dalvin Cook, and Derrick Henry. Cook on the bench here inside the 10, saving his carries. Linebacker Derrick Henry. Then we get a run call from Dennis with 2 men in zone, but 10 Henry scores a 3-yard gain. Third and goal from the 2. It'd be interesting if Zeb takes the 3 points here or if he goes for it. I feel like he's been going for it more aggressively in the last couple of years than he used to. He did it against me in our regular season game. More of the modern approach than the old school approach. Linebacker Latavius Berry, 2 men there. Linebacker on right part of zone, -1 to +3. It's a loss of 1. Navarro Bowman, the veteran, I believe this was his last card. He's a 46. And those inside linebackers good against the run. They will help you not give up some touchdowns down near the goal line where otherwise people like to try to pound it in there. Not risk the interception if they got good run blocking and decent backs. So Zeb goes for the field goal on 4th and goal for the 3. It's up and good. 3-0. I think Dennis feels good that he held him to only a field goal on a very good first drive for Zeb. And there goes the dreaded crash. It kicks into the end zone. And for some reason now my computer game was not responding either. So I got to reconnect. I think I've got this down pretty well in general. I'm going to mute my mic a minute because there's something here in the house. I'll be back in one moment. All right, guys, I'm back now. And we saw, I guess, a 3-and-out for Dennis there. Looks like a dump ball for a flat pass from Russell Wilson was incomplete on 3rd down. So Dennis's first possession didn't go anywhere. After Zeb marched the length of the field, took up about half the first quarter. And now it'll be a 3-and-out for the Hawks. A booming 51-yard punt. Jakeem Grant calls for that fair catch. You'll have my intention a little more fully now. There probably will be a couple of 5-minute intervals of silence. Make sure we're good here. That we're all good here. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I received a nursing visit in the home between about 11:30 and 1:30. So some of you have played me during those times. And I know there can be a lot of delays and an even longer version than usual. Linebacker draw, Latavius Murray defense gets his pass and double teams elsewhere. 8 on Murray's called +6. And again, then you see, then it's getting past, bringing the inside linebacker up. And Zeb's run more than a couple of draws already on what are not obvious draw situations. So that, a lot of times it is a strategy. Long best as Bryant. Defense double teaming elsewhere, but McCown is sacked by Ndamukong Suh. Only a 5 on a 5. 1 to 18 for the sack. 17. When you get those low, unlikely sacks in a situation like that, they can really be killers. Only a loss of 4, but Zeb goes from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 8. Dennis saw that game or heard about that game where Tyrell Williams was going off with the bomb against Joe Golden, despite being covered by 6. And Dennis had been giving Tyrell Williams extra attention, and that time Zeb was going for Dez Bryant on the other side. They're all covered by 5s. Dennis has 5s in the short pass zone. Short pass Tyrell Williams being double teamed by the linebacker, incomplete. And Dennis' defense responds with a 3-and-out. That sack was huge. Zeb is equipped more for the short yardage than the 3rd and long. Comes a punt, 47 yards. Down around the 31. And Tyreek Hill, snake eyes, brings it back all the way for a touchdown, 69 yards. I don't have the animation on. This whole issue with the touchback disconnects is really hurting these broadcasts. I really hope STRAT gets it fixed for next version. But postseason and the SSFA, postseason eventually, summer sprint, it's really not good. But the extra point for Robbie Gould is up and good. I need to lower my volume. Battle Royale I'm going to be participating in. And, of course, there we have the touchback and another crash momentarily. But I think I have my crash rejoining stuff down pat now. Zeb did say that they were going to take a brief break, about a minute or so, or at least 30 seconds after every touchback because of these horrible interruptions. So Zeb had the touchback out to the 25. He ran a play for 2 yards on 1st and 10. Then a second, and he went deep to Dez Bryant. I mean, you see, long pass, right? McCann only has 4 units, and the must run helps with some positive yardage on a 7. But you wouldn't want to make a living off of that column. Although he did against Joe Golden. 3rd and 8, a lot of that was the defensive card. A lot of it with no men, but he still covered by 6. 3rd and 8 for Dallas. At their own 27, short pass, Dez Bryant. Defense double teaming elsewhere. Defender X a 1st down. Short game for 15 yards. Again, it now turned off the animation. It just doesn't save the settings. This whole issue is just not conducive to watching and certainly broadcasting some of these playoff or any kind of STRAT football games. Short pass to Jonnu Smith and 1st and 10 for Dallas. As Dennis goes with the pass, brings the inside linebacker up into the line of scrimmage. There's an incompletion. I don't play with animation when I'm broadcasting, and certainly if you're watching, I feel like the animation helps a great deal. 2nd down and 10 for Dallas. See if we see a draw play here. See if we see a second long run call. Haven't seen much flat passing from Zeb yet. I think you will see that because McCown's pretty good at it. He's been softening up Dennis for the run and the downfield passing. Could be a good time to hit a flat one of these fours. Off tackle right to Latavius Murray. Dennis guesses run and puts a guy up there. No gain for Murray. Would have been 6 yards, and you have to do that against Zeb. You have to give him some run calls on defense, preferably with the linebacker. They just have to. He makes you do that more than anyone else. I would say no one really close. Ed is probably the second, the guy who'll make you do that the second most. 3rd and 10 for Dallas at their own 42. We're in the first quarter, 7-3 Seahawks. Short pass, Des Bryant be double teamed by the linebacker. Receiver gets right because of the linebacker double team, but still incomplete. That was a 1926 receiver. 9-12 is incomplete down there. And it's 4th down and 10 for Zeb, who feels like he's been doing well, but you give up the punt return touchdown, and you're down 7-3 late first quarter. There's a punt down to run the 10 for Tyreek. This time he calls a fair catch. Punt returning to me is really where you want to get somebody good in the modern game when there's so many touchbacks on the kickoffs. But you're all going to receive some punts. Pretty much guaranteed. Hidden yardage, it helps. Flat pass left for Zach Miller gets wrong with 3 yards. I feel like this is my first time watching Dennis's offense in this game because he went 3 and out after a touchback disconnect. 2nd and 7 for Seattle at their own 11. About a minute to go here in the first quarter. Of course, the seeding will be determining who gets who after this one. There was a 1-yard sack of Russell Wilson on a screen pass. As Zeb, I think, may have shown blitz, but certainly brought 2 linebackers. And he got a 5 and 11, 1-27 on the flat. Barely got it with a 27. Setting up a 3rd day for Dennis at his own 10. Nickel 3-3-5 for Zeb, who does not have a lot of strong ratings on defense. 366. A lot of linebacker. The rest of the guys are all 4s, except for the strong safety 5. A lot of double teaming with the free safety. Some flooding of flats. Linebacker walk Ingram. Defense gets a pass. Ingram's caught is 5 yards. Sets up 4th and 3. Then he's hoping for a double box or a break containment with a bigger run or get a center block with his 5. But at the very least, add to the punt when he already was already kind of back up against it. 49-yard punt crosses midfield for Travis Benjamin, who has a touchdown or 2 as well. He returns it 6 yards for 43-yard net. As we start the second quarter, Dallas trailing 7-3, taking over their own 42. But it's been all Dallas from scrimmage, only 1 quarter in. Latavius Murray still getting the lion's share of the carries. Not sure we've seen another back in there. Dalvin Cook was in there for a couple of plays. I was going to say outside of the 10, but Dalvin Cook was in there a couple of plays in the first quarter. Flat pass right to Murray. Defense double teaming elsewhere. 6 in the white dice, complete for 20 yards at a big first down. That is McCown to Murray. 20 yards at the 1st and 10 for Dallas at the Seattle 38. Linebacker draw to Murray. This time Dennis catches him by guessing run on 1st and 10. And it loses a yard. Todd Davis makes the play. So Dennis has got inside linebackers who are a 0-5 and a 4-6. So he can really hurt Zeb with a linebacker by bringing these guys up. Zeb has not really been throwing the looking pass. We just throw a flat pass at the 4. Dennis is not the strongest back 7 either. Just had 3 5s in the secondary. 2nd down and 11. Linebacker draw to Murray. Dennis gets a pass with the linebacker in there. Nose tackle +1 or +12. 12 yards for a first down. White dice 6. Beats and Ndama Kong Su's 5. Dennis, a lot of guys that play the 3-4 that like to do that. Bring 1 or 2 linebacker up and call pass. But Zeb won draw plays even on the early downs. And that was 2nd and 11, more understandable, but even on the early downs, we've seen him running draws. He's been called on only 1 time. Flat pass right to Latavius Murray. Again, hitting the flats. Receiver gets right is a 4-yard completion. So you've seen Zeb come out with a diet of linebucks, long passes, and after he set that up for an entire quarter of football, doing virtually nothing else. He finally starts throwing some flats at his 4. Now, and then you feel a little beleaguered as a defensive coach. What do I do here? 2nd and 6 for Dallas at the Seattle 23. Derrick Henry checks in. Everyone, his brother, knows he wants to run it here. Linebacker Derrick Henry, he does do a run. Offensive center, 4-2, 4-yard gain. Jason Kelsey. Slowly I turned, step by step. Niagara Falls, for honeymooners fans in the audience. 3rd and 2 for Dallas, now inside the Seattle 20. Can he get into the Seattle end zone will be a big question. You don't think of the big play with Josh McCown, and this has got the card for it in general. Some of these teams that are great leading up the clock on West Coast have trouble getting to the end zone. Linebacker Dalvin Cook, defense calls pass on 3rd and 2, and it's a 5-yard run for a first down. Cook has an excellent card, only 1 yard, guess right. And it's a 1st and 10 for Dallas at the Seattle 14. Bringing Derrick Henry, thinking that Dennis won't call a run against Derrick Henry maybe on 1st and 10 from the 14. Linebacker draw to Derrick Henry. 9 gets wrong is 1 yard only. It's not a bad linebacker wrong column. When you look at it, I don't know what the numbers are like, but there's only a +4 and a +1 there, but +4, 5, 6 in the middle, short gain and 3, long gain and 12. But a 2nd and 9, and Henry stays in the game. I bet he runs it with Henry again, linebacker. See if Dennis gives him the run call on 2nd and 9 with Derrick Henry. It's going to be a draw probably for Henry. Love to see a run call here from Dennis. Don't bring anybody up. Short pass, Tyrell Williams. Dennis does run key Derrick Henry. Receiver gets wrong, 17 yards, touchdown. And that's what happens when, I mean, they talk about play action in the NFL. Zeb runs so much that he probably gets a much greater percentage of his passing plays gets wrong than most people. And the extra point's up and good. Makes it 10-7 Dallas. This team was 9-6-1 in the regular season. Dennis was at least 12-4. Zeb is hot lately. And we see a touchback here. Necessitating a disconnect. But this time I preemptively tried to disconnect. I think I got it. And you have to remember, this is not them crashing. It's only the spectator crashing. And they missed nothing. I got in and out of there quickly. So early second quarter, 10:30 to go. It's 10-7 Dallas. It's been all Cowboys from scrimmage. And the Hawks come out 3 wide. Flat pass right, Zach Miller, 2-minute zone, incomplete. When I say all Dallas, 149-11 in yardage. 18 rushes, only 9 passes, 2-1 ratio for Zeb. 2nd 10 for it's a Schottenheimer-esque ratio that Dennis might appreciate if he ever listens to this. 2nd and 10. Flat pass left to Marvin Jones. Defense double teaming. Incomplete. 2 excellent play calls for Zeb there. I don't know why I feel like there's probably something wrong with my broadcast here. 3rd down and 10. Now I'm probably going to go silent for about 5 minutes. As I mentioned, I have a nursing treatment going on. But the game will still be happening, so you can watch the game. All right, so I've been watching. I missed a couple minutes there. Zeb driving. He crossed midfield, but now he's facing a 3rd and 10 from the Seattle 41. Zeb almost always throws short in this situation. Short pass to Tyler Williams. He is being double teamed. 4 is incomplete. Would have been incomplete anyway, but you still feel good about getting that. Sets up a 4th and 10. That actually could have been a spot there for a draw to get closer, maybe break containment and then go for it. But then again, if you only like 3 yards, you punch almost automatically a touchback. I don't know what Zeb's kicker is like from out here, but we're getting a coffin corner punt anyway. And it looks like it should be a fine one, and it is. That is a 35-yard coffin corner punt, out of bounds at the 6. So Seattle's up against it again, as Seattle went 3 and out right before that Dallas possession. Seattle having a lot of trouble offensively here in the first half. 1st and 10 for their own 6. 6:36 to go. Linebacker Mark Ingram, defense double teaming elsewhere. 10 to 7-yard gain. Ingram has a solid card, one of the better cards mathematically in the deck, and it's interesting. He's got some really big runs on the edges, but very solid yardage in the middle. Just not the short gains that we like to see. That draft football coaches like to see. But he's been excellent for Dennis all year long. So he maybe time for Dennis to go back to riding that horse that brought him here, and let Ingram start really carrying the offense. Let's take a right to Ingram. There's a linebacker there. 3 is first, 6 yards and a first down, but that's I'm talking about. 2 plus 50 for a long gain. Now this is certainly a chunky column with only +1, +3, +2 on the 6, 7, 8, but 2 to 4, 10 to 9 to 12 has a lot of good things there. 1st and 10 for Dennis. That's 5 carries, 22 yards for Ingram, as Dennis tries to get his offense going. He's very grateful right now for that punt return touchdown. And Zeb with the aggressive counter. See, Zeb's like, all right, you guys let me run all day. I'm not going to let you run all day. He right away brings everyone in for a run key and successfully keys Ingram. Excellent play call there for Zeb. 2nd and 11. Wants to make you feel uncomfortable. 5 pass left to Ingram. Defense double teaming elsewhere. White die 6 is a short gain and a first down from Russell to Ingram. Only Wilson's 2nd completion of the day. His first for more than 10 yards. So let's see if the Hawks can start to build some momentum. That was back-to-back first downs. Let's get one more, Dennis is saying, and then he'll start to feel like he's getting into a rhythm. Keep the ball away from those Cowboys who have had it the whole half. Left tackle left to Ingram. There's a linebacker there, but he's guessed incorrectly. Dreaded 5, no gain. And you see that with some of these coaches. We started talking about this years ago when we first started doing these shows. So, I mean, sometimes really just selling out and trying to stop something is a good move. It's hard. You're playing this 4-3 with these bad linebackers there. Left tackle right to Ingram. Not even a draw. Again, Zeb blitzes everyone. Black and back +1 and -1. I got to wonder where the flat pass is. Again here. You know he's trying to establish Ingram here, but Zeb's bringing up the linebackers. But Zeb's a very tricky coach, and you know he can make you feel a little uncomfortable. That you can't just do whatever you want. Zeb's showing blitz here. You know Dennis wants to challenge it. He's got Tyreek Hill and Marvin Jones covered by 4s, but Zeb's playing aggressively anyway. Well, past Tyreek Hill. There's a free safety blitz with 1 on. Nobody there. Hill's covered by 4. 10 of Russell Wilson's caught complete. 20 yards and a big first down the right sideline to the speedy Tyreek Hill. It was the right guard versus the left tackle. 4 on a 3. The veteran Earl Mitchell unable to display his explosiveness. It was a 1-24 sack and a 34. Means no sack for you. 1st and 10 Seahawks at the Dallas 41. Their first foray into Dallas territory from scrimmage. They had the punt return touchdown. 2:24 to go. Dennis has to feel pretty good right now that he can get something going. It's a flat pass. Ingram correctly double teamed by Zeb. What a call. We've seen some really good calls from Zeb defensively here, particularly this possession, even though Dennis is succeeding. I mean, Dennis has been running it, throwing to Hill and Jones and flat to Miller. Flat pass left. Ingram. Dennis goes right back to it. Nobody there, but 2 on Russell's card is incomplete. It was a flat pass guessed correctly because there were at least 5 men on the line of scrimmage with a pass call. But Dennis going right back to the flat pass halfback on 2nd and 10. Ingram not a great receiver. A good call by Dennis. Didn't work out, but an excellent call. And he was even uncovered. 3rd and 10 for Dennis at the Dallas 41. Short pass to Demetrius Harris. Uncovered. 3-minute zone. Dump off and play. Picked off 2 to 6 and 12. Intercepted. Yes. Picked off, I think, by the defense. It was intercepted. Jaquiski Tart on the split rating of 3. Short pass right, 2 to 5 and 12 only for Russell. Dennis probably would have had to punt. They might have gone for it. 4th and 10, no man's land. Dennis is aggressive that way. Linebacker Jordan Tavius Murray. Dennis close pass with the linebacker up. Is able to first down draw. Tavius Murray has 15 first half carries. And he hit the 8 on his card. He would have liked Dennis's card, but he'll take the 6 yards. And he's at his own 41, 2nd and 4, 1:22 to go. He has all 3 timeouts. Derrick Henry checks in. You might see another linebacker draw here. Defensive line goes 6-5-6 for Dennis. Could see a flat pass. Off tackle left to Henry. There's one linebacker there. Offensive onside guard 7 or 2. Only a 2-yard gain. Quentin Spain only a 4. Henry 4 carries 10 yards. 3rd and 2. Zeb might let this clock run down. He does to 52 seconds. Zeb plays a very solid game. Very good with, all that type of stuff, the clock management, the field position. He takes those things into account, but he's not needlessly conservative. I think he just values those things. And very effective. An excellent, underrated coach because he plays in so few leagues. Guys don't always get to see what he's about. But he's excellent in SOMIFA, which is a great league. Very competitive in terms of coaches. 3rd and 2, flat pass left, Gerald Everett, a linebacker there. Gets right, intercept to 2 to 4 and 12, or complete. And it's complete for 4 yards on a first down. You don't see that too often. The flat pass right, intercepted or complete, and it's for 4 yards. We think maybe 1 yard. You only needed 2, and they got 4, and then called timeout as Gerald Everett was unable to get out of bounds. He's a young player. He'll learn. 2 timeouts left for Dallas. 1st and 10, their own 47, only 45 seconds to go in the first half. They lead 10-7. They would love to get some points here. Off tackle draw, off tackle draw to the right for Derrick Henry. Guessed wrong. 3 is 23 yards on Henry's card. 2, 3, and 12 were the big runs. It was a draw play. Dennis had a guy there, wouldn't have mattered. And a hurry-up offense has got Zeb at the Seattle 30. Zeb's kicker is a little shaky. Lopez Gerald Everett, there's a guy there. 5 is incomplete on McCown's card. Zeb went for pay dirt there. I really love the way Zeb's been coaching this team. My game against him, the Joe Golden game I saw a little bit of, and of course what we're seeing here today. 2nd and 10 for the Cowboys at the Seattle 30. Nickel 3-3-5 in defense. Just dominating in time of possession. Flat pass left to Everett. Dennis double teaming correctly. 12 is incomplete. Clutch double team for Dennis. He's not exactly chopped liver himself. Now 8 seconds to go. You can run on the play here. You have 2 timeouts. Surely Zeb knows that. And you're going to see, what will you see here? Depends on if McManus has got better field goal range inside the 22. I don't think you're going to risk a short pass. Might see a linebacker draw. Try and pop a double box for a better field goal. Attempt to get yourself away from the negative. That might push you back into the 33 to 37. So gain yourself at least 2 or 3 yards. Every yard helps to avoid that. There's a linebacker to Murray, not a draw. Tread at 5, no gain. So the best laid plans of mice and men. often go awry, or whatever the rest of that phrase is. I never read that John Steinbeck book. But we have a 47-yard field goal attempt by Brandon McManus. The kick is up and good, 2-7, 11, and 12. And the Cowboys take a 13-7 lead at the half. That was the last play of the first half. And I believe that Dennis is going to get the ball back. And he says, you know what? I could use it. Because I'm down here, 13-7. $205 yards of offense to 64 for Zeb. 13 first downs to 3. 24 carries, 123 yards rushing at the first half for Zeb. McCown, 15 pass attempts. So 24-15, despite having the ball in the last 90 seconds in running versus passing. And he's held the ball for over 20 minutes. Only 2 carries for Dalvin Cook. So we're going to see a lot more of Mr. Cook, not me, no E on his name. Or the Captain Cook spelling, which has no E. And Zeb and Dennis are good friends. They've been talking for a long time online and communicating a long time. Dennis saying, hey, good half, you're shutting me down. Zeb said, as good as I could have hoped for. But you've done a good job holding me to field goals. Zeb says, let me drive the middle of the field, but clamping down inside the red zone. Zeb inquiring as to whether Dennis saves the punt return touchdowns just for him. Tyreek trying to get your special teams coordinator fired. So some good-natured conversation back and forth. And now back to some good-natured football. Kickoff goes down to the 3-yard line. Demir Bird. I have no idea how to pronounce his first name. I'm going to go with Demir. Demir Bird returned to 25 yards on the opponent KR. There's a touchdown on 2 and a long gain on 12. So if the ball goes into play, which a lot of them don't, those results will be helpful for Dennis, that's for sure. See if you have a chance for something big there. Watch out for that. But you don't get too many kick returns nowadays. So many deep in the end zone. All right, so Dennis comes out here in the second half looking for a much better half. Trailing 13-7. And the 7 is on a Tyreek Hill punt return. Only 3 first downs. But it's a new half, and he's only down by 1. Short pass, Tyreek Hill, defense double teaming elsewhere. Full house blitz is on. 8 on Russell's guard is incomplete. Russell 3 of 11 for 45 yards, but he'll probably get it going at some point. And Dennis still only down by 6 points here, so even though the offense hasn't gone anywhere, he's right there in the game, and he knows that. Dennis knows there's a million ways to win or lose. Long pass to Demetrius Harris. Nobody there guessed correctly. He's uncovered. 8 is incomplete of Russell's card. 9 was a long gain. 9 and 10 complete. A lot of good stuff in the defense's card there on a long pass from no men with the guy uncovered. But Dennis would like to see a 4, 5, or 6 on that white tie in that role. But it was not meant to be. We've got a 3rd down and 10 for the Hawks. They come out in the pistol. But Marshawn Lynch making his presence felt. I'm not even seeing animation now, I feel like. Anyway, blocking back, 1 halfback, pistol formation, nickel 3-3-5. Zeb will not show blitz here, but he'll go for a double-double. They discussed the animation difference. When you see a long pass in the game to a receiver as opposed to the fullback. Everyone left. Russell Wilson is a linebacker there, but he's vacated containment. And box cars, and Russell's card 12, 21 yards, and a first down. When in doubt, you go to number 3. That's what Dennis says. It's a Monday, so I don't think he's wearing the game jersey. But you never know. It could be underneath the weekday occupational clothing. 13-7. Huge first down there for Seattle. They were facing 3rd and 10, and yet another 3 and out. Looking past Mark Ingram, that's what you want to see. 12 is complete for 4 yards. I think Dennis got to hit the flats just a little more. Wasn't doing enough of that in the first half. Didn't have the ball that much. But, I'd like to see a little more of that. Now, Marshawn Lynch is in there. More consistent rushing card. That might also be... Is that a design change for Dennis? Just trying to mix it up a little bit? So let me get some sustained offense. I'm surprised to see a run here for beast mode. It's got a fine card. Dennis blocking is only okay. You would think that you could run and throw flat against Zeb's team. And right for Lynch, defense calls run and floods the outside flat zones. Offensive onside tackle 5-0. Dwayne Brown is a 5. He makes the block. 5-yard pickup for Lynch on his first carry of the game. And it's 3rd and 1 for Seattle at the Dallas 42. You can bet the house that Dennis will go for it if he does not get a first down here. Ingram checks in. He's got a little better card, guessed right. Off tackle left, Ingram. Defense gets the pass. 4 is longer than Mark Ingram's card. 42 yards. Touchdown, Seahawks. There you go, Dennis. Mark Ingram gets the off tackle 4. He's got the big plays on it. He brings him in because he's got solid yardage guessed correctly. But he also has those big runs on some of the guessed wrong calls. And just like that, Dennis Crowley comes down with a 70-plus yard drive to start the second half and reclaim the lead from these Dallas Cowboys. That kick deep in the end zone, I was able to quickly exit the game. Getting pretty good at this. The key is to exit the game as soon as that kick goes deep in the end zone, and also to have the game ID copied so you can quickly just paste it. Short pass Tyrell Williams. What happened there? Receiver gets right, incomplete. With like white space on my screen, that was weird. 2nd and 10 for Zeb at his own 25, trailing for the first time today. Early 3rd quarter in the SOMIFA quarterfinal. Winner makes the semifinal. That's how that works. 2nd down and 10. Dalvin Cook in there has got quite a few carries for this second half. Off the right for Cook. Defense gets the pass. Has a linebacker there. 7 on Cook's guard's a 4-yard gain. 6 and 8 was a short gain. And it's a 3rd down and 6 for the Cowboys at their own 29. 3 wide for Dallas. Jermaine Kearse is the 3rd receiver. He's covered by this extra 6. That is Patrick Robinson, which is a nice benefit. Don't feel like you have to double team that guy. Counts a good flat. Short pass Gerald Everett. Defense does double team Kearse. Dump off is complete for 6 yards, only 5 yards, excuse me, which makes a big difference because now it's 4th and 1. Zeb at his own 34. He was aggressive when I played him and going for it. He's going to go for it here. 4th and 1 for the Cowboys. Their own 34. Trailing only 14-13. Early 3rd quarter. This would turn around. This would be a huge play of the game. If you're on defense, you want to sell out so that if you guess it correctly, you do shut him down. Probably here. So you're going to flood flats, or you're going to run key, or you could just guess run and put the guys up. If you don't want to give them a long pass, no men. You do have 5s covering most of these guys. Everett's only covered by 4. Flat pass right to Gerald Everett. It was a run key by Dennis, who sold out. 10 of the defense, 20 yards at a first down with nobody there. It was only a white die 4. Dennis, if Dennis had left the guy, they would have had it. But like we said, you're probably going to sell out there. 4th and 1, the guy's at his own 34. You're probably not going to just get by. So understandable, and I think a good play call on both sides. But Zeb zigged. Zeb got the winning matchup there. Everyone right, everyone left to Dalvin Cook. Guessed correctly, no gain. 2nd and 10. Dennis showing a lot more respect to Dalvin Cook's card than he has to some of those Dallas backs in the first half. Cowboys have crossed midfield. The gutsy 4th and 1 from his own 34. 2nd down and 10. Flat pass right to Dalvin Cook. Defense gets his run. Linebacker in zone only 4. Short gain for big yardage, 19 yards. Matt Juden could not make the play. These outside linebackers, these linebackers in general, just not that great nowadays in Strat with the pass coverage and all the quick passing in the modern NFL and the high completion percentages. First down for Dallas at the Seattle 27. Short pass, Tyrell Williams. Here comes the pass rush. Sack for Matt Judon. He says, all right, you're going to beat me on the linebacker in zone. I'm going to beat you with the sack. 7 out of 13 is Clay Campbell with the pressure. McCown had to try to elude Campbell and ran into the waiting arms of Matt Judon on a 5-yard loss. 2nd and 15 for Dallas. So still in field goal range, but their kicker is shaky. Mid-third quarter, 8:24 to go. Dalvin Cook in running back now. Everyone in their brother knows that Zeb wants to maybe run with him, but it's a short pass to Tyrell Williams. Defender Rex to +12. Zeb's had a lot of success beating some of these 5s here. We've had some white die 6 against a 5 roll. Jimmy Smith got beat earlier. That time Richard Sherman gets beat. And it's 3rd and 3 for the Cowboys at the Seattle 20. A big play here. Says I don't want to settle for a field goal attempt. My guy is shaky, and I need to get touchdowns anyway. In the middle of the 3rd quarter, 7:48. Count 11 of 20. $142, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. 3rd and 3. Flat pass right. Des Bryant. There are 2 men there. And it's on the defense, incomplete. Then it's Guest run, but flooded the flat. And it was a white die 5. Would have been a defender X. Would have only been 1 yard anyway, but still. And Brandon McManus comes out, a big 37-yard attempt. He's only okay. And the kick is no good. 2 to 9 and 12. He misses it. Dennis takes over at his own 27. All for naught. The 4th down conversion, the 20-yard completion, all the good things pretty much for naught. I'm going to go mute for a minute. All right, guys, so we're back, and we missed quite a bit of action. Of course, you saw it. The short pass wrong for Zeb is now driving. But Dennis, we had the missed field goal, I believe, right? Yes, when Dennis was up 14-13. McManus missed the field goal, and Dennis had a long pass wrong to Tyreek Hill, receiver 10, plus 64. Got him down inside the 10-yard line, and then he ran in a couple times with Ingram up the middle. And then Dennis, something he likes to do nowadays, he told me, so don't have to take a right for Dalvin Cook. Dallas now down by 9 points. Said sometimes if he scores a touchdown and he's going to go up by 7, particularly in the second half, likes to go for 2. And the feeling is he goes for 2, and if he gets it, it's a 9-point lead. And now suddenly he's got a 2-score lead. I think it's pretty innovative and probably a great idea. And it's worked out wonderfully for him here today, as you've gone from a team that couldn't move the ball in the first half to a team that had a couple of big plays in the third quarter and then tried an unconventional 2-point conversion. No one else would have tried that there. And now they lead by 9, 22-13. Zeb is driving, though. He's not done yet. He's now at the Seattle 35. 1:30 to go in the third quarter, 3rd and 2. And Latavius Murray, the ubiquitous one, is back in the game. Dalvin Cook was in there for the earlier downs. It's been an interesting game between two excellent coaches. Flat pass left to Gerald Everett, Dennis Run King. Defender X -4, -2. Matt Juden couldn't make the play. It's still a 2-yard loss. That 10 and 11 on the flat pass, one man on the defensive quarters, those are real killers. You got a 4th down and 4 for Dallas. He's going to go for it. At the Seattle 37, down by 9, less than a minute to go in the third quarter. Dalvin Cook is the running back. He looks like he might be, no, not fatigued. Is he? Flat pass left to Des Bryant. Defense double teaming Des correctly. Defender X, incomplete. Dennis takes over on downs. And this third quarter has been a reversal of fortune for these two men. And the Seahawks are in excellent position. Dennis leading 22-13. 36 seconds to go. Mark Ingram back in after running for the 42-yard touchdown. Short pass Marvin Jones. Defense gets his run. Receiver gets wrong, +21. Marvin with one of the best cards in the set. Look at all that sexy yardage on short pass wrong. The long gain at 8. Hello. And we start the fourth quarter. Crowley leads 22-13. He's at Zeb's 38-yard line. Russell 6 of 15, but for a $134. Ingram with a couple of touchdown runs. And it's all coming up roses now for the Seattle Seahawks. As Dennis looks to make yet another semifinal. There's a linebacker block. Ingram defense gets the pass. Double teaming elsewhere. Gets wrong. That's a 6-yard pickup. No, that's an 8-yard pickup. That vision seems a little blurry today. 2nd and 2. It's a bad vision day. You get those as we get to our age. But things are looking great right now for Seattle. What a reversal of fortune. Linebacker Mark Ingram. Linebacker no blinded -1 or +5. Jayon Brown is a 0. That was a white day 4. Couldn't make the play. So these linebackers aren't even that good against the run, I don't believe. Well, I know the middle linebacker isn't anyway. 14 carries, 84 yards now for Ingram. Linebacker to Ingram. Blocking back +2 or 0, no gain. 2nd and 10 for Seattle. Looking past Ingram. That's what I've been looking for. Receiver gets wrong, incomplete. I mean, Zeb's been bringing these linebackers up big time to the line of scrimmage. Got to throw some flats there. But Dennis has been trying to hit the big plays, and that's what got him going. That's what got him This lead, 32-yard off tackle, 42-yard off tackle touchdown run for Ingram, 64-yard bomb to Tyreek Hill. Go big or go home. It's been a big plays for Dennis today. 3rd and 10 for Seattle at the Dallas 25. Defense showing blitz. Now a sack would push him into field goal range. Linebacker Mark Ingram. Defense stays home and gets the pass. 2-yard pickup. Dennis going to try the field goal. Robbie Gould. Add to this lead. This would be a nice kick, big kick here. 40-yard attempt. It's up and good. Gould's a good kicker. Chicago Bears fans know. And what's about now? They think about Cody Parkey. 25-13. Oh, no, I didn't get it on time. I got to tell Dennis about this. As soon as you see that ball go deep in the end zone, Dennis, click game and exit. You got to beat him to the punch. All right, we didn't miss anything. Flat pass right, Dalvin Cook, complete for 8 yards. Second 2 downs, 25-13, Seattle. Zeb's down by 12. He needs 2 touchdowns. So that can happen. He's got to get a touchdown here. Score. He's got to get a touchdown in this drive, you feel like. Line look, Derrick Henry. Defense gets the pass. Dreaded 5 gains, 1 though. Henry gains at least 1 yard every carry. Should have a good card next year, I believe. I'd have to check his stats, but I think they were pretty favorable. I remember talking about that on the forum. Zeb saying, I hope so. 3rd and 1 for Dallas at their own 34. This game just turned around so quickly. Unbelievable. I'm getting hungry to play a game. Linebacker Latavius Murray, nose tackle 0 plus 17, 17-yard gain. And Dominican Sue has missed 2 plays. One for a 12-yarder, that one for 17 that he normally makes. Getting older. 1st and 10 for the boys at their own 49. 10-12 to go in this SOMIFA quarterfinal. Short pass, Tyrell Williams. Defense calls run. Zeb with the receiver reading. There's big plays in that Tyrell Williams card. Receiver gets raw 8 plus 15. First down, there's a fumble. Who's going to get it? 9 with plus 56. Would have been a touchdown. Wide receiver fumble. Dennis recovers. It's Tyrell Williams' NFL teammate Adrian Phillips, the defensive back / safety, recovers the wide receiver. Those are such killers. There's nothing you can do about those. It's not like you've got wide receivers that fumble more, like you might with running backs or even quarterbacks snap fumbles. In Strat, all wide receivers fumble equally, and those are real killers. And that was, as that was already up against it, needing 2 touchdowns with about 10 minutes to go. Left tackle left to Mark Ingram. Offensive onside tackle plus 8 or plus 3. It's 8 yards, and Dennis very much in the driver's seat right here. 9 minutes to go, leading by 12. He's got the ball, decent field position. He's got a dangerous offense with all these weapons. Linebacker Mark Ingram, defense gets his pass. 2 yards in the first down, and Dennis likes to run it. Dennis says, I've noticed this, he's a lot of offenses. Well, you look at his stats, and he's pretty much 50-50 running and passing attempts. So you got to respect it. But he always has these dangerous, explosive receivers. And run left for Russell Wilson. -2 or plus 3, 3-yard gain. Makes it 2nd down and 7. 8:06 to go. Dennis trying to cross midfield here. I don't have any active games to play. And we're left Russell Wilson again. Defense run key Mark Ingram, blocking back +3 or -3. That time Russell loses 3. Demetrius Harris, only a 4, the former basketball player. Sort of a tall guy, maybe has trouble getting underneath the pads. deliver the block. 3rd and 10 for the Seahawks at their own 44. Long pass to Demetrius Harris. Nobody there. Defense does get past. Long game with no one there. 46 yards. Harris missed the block, but he makes the catch. 1st and 10. Seattle at the Dallas 10-yard line. 25-13 lead. A touchdown here would be the exclamation mark on this weather the storm, come from behind victory. Only down 13-7, but nothing was going Seattle's way in the first half. Short pass, Marvin Jones. Defender X is only a 4, can't make the play. Touchdown, Seahawks. That was Marlon Humphrey, the rookie. He is improving, but not there yet. 5 on a 4. 31-13. The kick is good, 32-13. And this one is all over. All over but the, what's the phrase they use? All over but the counting? There's a phrase in there somewhere that I'm not remembering right now. Oh, it's all over but the... I have something to Google when the game ends. Short pass, Tyrell Williams. Incomplete. Pretty much academic here. 2nd down and 10. 32-13, 6 minutes to go. Great job by Dennis. I don't want to see who won that Arizona game yet, because I want to watch that. I think it's 7-3 Arizona late first quarter, where I am on that broadcast. I think that's early in the broadcast. I think Dennis missed the first few minutes of that one. I need a game to play. My autumn win team season ended. The team was 2-14 anyway. So SOMIFA season ended 8-8. SSFA not underway yet. We're currently drafting Battle Royale. I make my first selection in that league tonight. Linebacker Dalvin Cook, guess right, 1 man there. 4 yards, gains 4 yards. 2nd 6, 4:30 to go. I'm going to mute for a few minutes here. This is pretty much over anyway. Congratulations to Dennis. I'll be back probably at the very end, but I need to mute a couple minutes. All right, guys. So you probably heard a lot of dead air for 8 minutes, but the game is over. You saw, but the last 4 minutes, nothing really transpired. Congratulations to Dennis, 32-13 victory. Makes the semifinal again. Good chance this year for maybe his second SOMIFA championship. It's been a long time since we've had somebody kind of win their second recent one, if you know what I mean. We've had 5 different champions in the last 5 years. Dennis is one of those, so he would love to get another one here this year. Him and Ed have advanced. I don't know who won Arizona, Detroit, and Cincinnati. Oakland's going to be delayed a few days later in the week. This Friday night, perhaps. This Friday or Saturday. Either Friday night or Saturday afternoon. You'll get Cincinnati and Oakland, Jay Villing and Jeff Bevy, if anyone's still listening. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.